Hey guys, Coach JZ here with another Lifetime Athlete Masterclass. So this Masterclass is for anyone who wants to learn a bit about today's topic, and the Masterclass is a weekly feature in our The Lifetime Athlete app, which you can find on Google Play and in the App Store. It also gives you access to the Training Tribe, our nationwide online group coaching and training platform based on an annual training plan. And right now we're into our summer training split, and we're in the power training block, and so we're outside doing some resisted running, and that's what we're talking about today, which is the drag rig. Now, there are lots of ways that we can resist locomotion, and I say locomotion because there are benefits, functional training benefits for lifetime athletes, resisting moving at any speed. So that can include walking, very slow pushing, to fast sprinting. And there are applications and arguments about those things, but in reality, any of that training can have great merit. Now, I've also got a lot of experience using various sleds, prowlers, pushing applications. All are good, and you'll also notice that I happen to be wearing a torso harness, which can be connected to something, and then I could do resisted running with. I'm not in love with these things, not too crazy about them, because when we apply the resistance higher up on the body, we actually start to get a flexion moment in our spine and our trunk, and it can alter our running mechanics. And so I'm more a fan of having resistance at the lower aspect of the waist or the pelvis and hips. And the beauty of the drag rig, the way we do it here at the Lifetime Athlete, is you already have a functional training sandbag. And so you've got one of these, or even a commercially made one. It will work fine because we do almost all of our resisted running on grass, and these things will slide pretty nicely. You don't necessarily have to have too much weight. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to use that and a wide belt of some sort, and then a length of rope or strap. And that's what we're going to be talking about, just helping you to make sure you get the most out of resisted running and creating your drag rig. So you've already got your sandbag, or you can certainly make one. I'm not saying you can't use other things, but these types of sandbags work great. They give you resistance, but they get rolling and they slide along just the way we want. They don't do damage to the field, so the athletic facilities won't be uptight with you. Just a great product. Now, what we want to use for a belt, it could be anything that's a wide strap. So I have used strips of these truck inner tubes and just simply created a loop, tied a knot in it, and then you step into it, pull it up. Works fantastic, and I like having just a little bit of extra looseness in the belt, because then when you're doing, let's say, a run and you're going to slow down safely, you can just drop the belt, step out of it, and then take off if that's what you're doing, like we're doing this week in our program. And we're actually doing some 20-yard drags plus 40-yard dashes as a complex. So you could use a weight belt if you happen to have maybe an old weight belt, and you can put that on. One of the keys is you turn it around and fasten it in the back, so you've got the thicker part, or if there's padding against your anterior superior iliac spines, or ASISs. I also happen to have another strap here, another belt, which is actually designed for this purpose, and it does have a quick release buckle on it. Again, I discourage the use of that. I just like to have folks step in and pull this up, and this is going to work fine. I really like that. And then the other thing is what you use for the line to attach to your sandbag. It can be rope, or it can be nylon webbing or strap, anything that's rigid. This just happens to be a doubled length for some reason or another. What you want, though, and this is really critical, is you want to have about 15 feet or so of line, because if you have a short line, like we use those straps for stretching, well, the short line will create too much of an angle. It'll hit your heels in the back when you're running, and that angle will typically pull your pants down after about 15 or 20 yards, and so you don't want any of that happening. Now, how to attach to the sandbag, excuse me, it's fairly simple. Just throw an overhand in and put a loop in your line, and then all you've got to do is loop back through. This creates a lark's head, and then whatever you're attaching to, it's secure with tension. A lot of times you can just use the handle on this type of sandbag and it will hold just fine. But if for any reason it looks like it might slip off, you could actually just go all the way around the middle of your sandbag. I can kind of hold this up and show you how that looks. So that's how you'll set this up. So resisted running, super valuable, probably one of the greatest returns on investment we have in our training repertoire. And also the drag rig, just a simple thing for summer training. This just kind of takes up very little space. You can throw it into your 5-gallon bucket or fit kit and take it with you. So that's the drag rig, guys, and I hope you got something out of this class. Thanks for joining me today.